Hey, Chris. You back for another reading? Well, I pulled a card today, actively trying to reach someone maybe that, as the title of the video says, is stuck in a pattern. Oh, thank you. I like to know that it's helpful. I went for a walk last night with my neighbor, and I don't know what it is about walking and talking, but once I get doing both, I tend to do it really fast. So I got home and she said, "Oh, thank the dog walk." And I said, "Well, yeah, thank you. Sorry, I'm a motor mouth, but that is what I do." So, hey, Hamilton. Are you stuck in a pattern, Toronto Thrash? I will pull a card for Chris. I will pull a card for you, Canada Spaceman. I did pull the card today with intentions of sharing it to whoever felt like, oh my gosh, that was for me. So I don't know. We have a couple people watching right now. I will just start talking about the card that I pulled. It is the Talisman card, but as it sometimes happens, it was. So what does that mean? What does that mean, Duke? Oh, that's rad. Yeah, thank you. I won't let you down. I will always be the best version of me that I can do. And that is, as a general rule, as genuine as I can be. I will always do that because that's all I can do. Lord Racer, he's racing his way to a better day. Nice. Rad is like my favorite word. Yeah, OG. I said it back in the 80s. I still say it today. What does it mean when you get talisman upside down in the Enchanted Map by Colette Reed? I'll tell you. And I'm not into numerology, but 4 and 9, that's 13. 13 in itself is a pretty magical number. 1 is 4. 4, when I think of 4, I lived in Ontario, and there's a lot of people who thought 4 was a bad number. It signified death. And a lot of people get caught up in the idea of death. And we've been conditioned to think like, oh no, it's the end. You're dying. We only have one to live. Pressure. Well, what are you living for? And why is death so bad? If you're in a situation that sucks and all of a sudden it's over, that could be a good thing. So I know in tarot, death doesn't mean like you're gonna die. It often signifies the end of a cycle or, the end of something, potential for new beginnings. So I try to look at 4 like that. Mr. Bird, Peaceful Penguin, welcome. Naked Ladies. I'll see if I can find one for you. She's thinking about it. Well, I'm almost there. I could just roll around in this field with my magical glowing orb. Or the path. Are you in the habit of doing the same thing over and over again, or are you open to the potential of doing new things? Good to see you. Peaceful Penguin, is that your general handle? Or do you go by another name? I know sometimes YouTube messes it up and whatnot. If you're someone else who I just can't recognize right now, let me know. Anyways, this card was upside down, which means reversed or inverted, and I have my key right here. So this is the card I pulled for anyone to, you know, see if it made sense to you or it made you feel like, ah, that's me. But I'll read it anyways. So I generally just jump in, read it, and then go back and touch on the things if anything stands out. So this card, when reversed, warns that you be aware of the repetitive patterns in your life. That is to say, unless you're a dog, because fetch, as repetitive as it is still pretty rad. But yeah, if you're a person navigating through crazy, and not to quote one of the greats, but I'm going to name drop here, like Dr. Phil says, if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always got. And that is what this card is about. So I'll put the image here, and you guys can have a little bow while I read it out. So yeah, it warns that you must be aware of the repetitive patterns in your life. Sometimes the things that feel most familiar carry with them reminders of what you don't want to experience again. Yet here you are, faced with an important choice, which we always have. You can forward cautiously, or you can look for another path that will take you in a new direction. And that can be scary sometimes, right? We find comfort in things that are familiar, but, you know, I'm no stranger to certain things, but if you do it all the time, it's not good, right? I may or may not have been thinking about ice cream. Moving right along. You can move forward cautiously, or you can look for another path that will take you in a new direction. Consider this. If you, right, are stuck, it feels like you've fallen in a hole a few times, why wouldn't you walk around it? You don't have to jump in the hole. If you know where the hole lies, treasure that wisdom. Although the universe is unlimited, every individual path has some limitations. Accepting that not all avenues are available to you at this time is a powerful realization. Maybe because it's winter. And I'll touch on that. That said, you don't have to retrace your footsteps either. No matter what you're on, this path is to gain greater wisdom regardless of the choice you make. So I'll touch on that. This is the time to ask others who have been here before for advice and assistance. Their wisdom will awaken your own. Okay? Give me that chicken. So what does it mean? First of all, it is winter. I'm surrounded in snow. We have about 4 feet of snow. It's hard to do anything. It's hard to get motivated. Cold. You clean off the car again today and again tomorrow. And, you know, it's hard to get motivated. I want to think of gardening and seed planting and, you know, cleaning the yard and emptying the garage and blah, 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 all the things we do kind of on autopilot. But, you know, that's a pattern right now that doesn't serve me. But being someone who often needs to do something, I find it distressing at times to just allow the stillness of winter. But it's important too, because if we're just always running the hamster wheel, we miss opportunities to learn, right? Is it gonna work? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know. I'm rocking a iPhone 8. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I will remedy that. I don't know if you guys survived it. Can you see me? I'm still here. Okay, yes, I'm back. I never left. I was betrayed by technology. Maybe this card is for me. Maybe it's time to just get over myself and buy a new phone. maybe I'm learning from this pattern of annoying you guys. Yeah, like, it's stupid. I'm a minimalist. I don't want 1,000 different things. I want, and if in order to have to get a new phone, have to pay extra every month, it's garbage, man. It's Babylon. I don't want to suckle from that teat. I don't want to be a part of that game. So maybe this card is for me. Maybe it is time to get a new phone. Maybe I'll just buy one off of Best Buy and carry on. But either way, for those who stuck it out, thank you. The coconut-powered cell phone the professor gave you on the island is wearing out. I know. It is what it is. Anyways, I'm going to keep going here till it craps out again. Sometimes the things that feel familiar... Where was I? Anyways, we walk towards the hole, the thing that's us down, and we don't have to jump in it. We can go around. How to interrupt your train of thought. All right, well, that didn't account for. Maybe it's for me. Tommy, good to see you. Maybe it is just a thing to get us all here together. So I'll say again, if there's anyone out there who would like to have a card pulled for you specifically, that this one telling me to put on some real clothes and get a new phone so that I quit crashing on you guys, I'll put that back in. We'll give it a shuffle. If anyone has a question, that could be the answer for you right there. But not if you don't tell me. And yeah, if it craps out again, I'll just start a new stream. I won't leave you hanging. But yeah, ask me a question. Ask me anything you want about you, about life, about the world's theater, and I'll do my best. As I would say, I will always do my best. And I will always read to you as if it were my own. I just want to help people. That's it. Moonshine. Yes, please. Are you having a moonshine kind of day? Mr. Lev, welcome. What will you be grow up? For real? There it is. There's one. What is it? What does that mean? That is the card. All right. Canada. Will you grow up? If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting. Yeah, I did. It jumped out back. Generally speaking, that's the card I go for. I'll wait for it to want to be. Again, I maybe don't want to like put my own influence on it, so I will wait until the shuffle, you know, offers itself. But yeah, I pulled it, the same card. It's not inverted this time. But it's upright. So here is the generic meaning of this card. A lesson truly learned is crystallized as earned wisdom. You have all you need for the success that you seek. Do you feel grown up? Serious question. Serious question to your serious. Do you feel grown up? Do you feel like a child? Do you feel childlike? Because there's a difference. There's a difference between being immature, and there's a difference between having a childlike perspective of the world, right? Children don't wake up and go, I go to the store, I gotta go to work, that thing is due, I'm required to this, oh, I wish that would go away, my back still hurts, blah, blah, blah. Kids don't wake up and do that. Kids wake up every day and wake up. They open their eyes, look around. And what do they see? Sometimes they see the exact same thing and it looks different. What do you see when you look in the mirror? Do you see someone who's grown up? Do you see someone who has room to improve? Do you see someone who is just wildly optimistic and unprejudiced every day they walk in the world and experience things? So if that's a serious question, the fact I pulled it again, keep doing what you're always doing. You'll keep getting what you've always got. Gosh, Dr. Phil, what don't you know? Wisdom allows you to recognize traps on the road and familiar patterns that you want to avoid. It's kind of cool because you have both meanings to this card in one sitting. So again, it's about patterns, right? It's going to help you recognize familiar patterns that you want to avoid. It also enables you to quickly gather information about where you are on your journey. You already know the answer to this. That's what I'm feeling. You maybe have been facetious a little bit in asking that question, but I feel like maybe you think about it and I think you already know. I think you already know that you're perfect and here for greatness. Okay? So labels are not always your friend. If you label yourself as not grown up, people can interpret that two ways, right? This world could be this, could be that. I will remain here without labels or judgment or conclusions because what you are is, and that is good enough, you know? I don't, having a childlike view of the world is going to be a hindrance at this point. If anything, it's going to help you. So, will you ever grow up? You already know the answer to that. And if you don't, just know it's already in there. And if you know an answer to that, then you don't need to ask the question. You're here for greatness. You're already doing well. If you want more insight, I can put cards on that. Or if someone else, let's see, is anything good coming to you? Moonshine, I can answer that for you without reading a card. Okay, what will I be when I grow up? Oh, what will I be when I grow up? Okay, so that to me, again, is part of the same thing. Are you grown up? I think you need to define that. Canada Spaceman, and you can be whatever you want. You really can. There's no rules to what can be. That's up to you. Are you asking what you will get if you do not include yourself into that decision? Well, then you'll get what I get, I guess. I don't know if that answers your question. I don't see or feel like unless you pursue it further that I'm going to have more information for you. But that's what I would say about that. You're angry today. Don't be angry. What a waste. What a waste of a day. All right, let's see. Graham, hello. Fit like, I wish it was fit. Spring's coming. I hear my neighbor crying and shouting in the morning. The wee one doesn't want to go to school, only 5. Breaks my heart. Her spirit knows. Good. Then if she's uncomfortable going to school at that age, it's not going away. She will always, that's not going anywhere. That child is special, and the pain she experiences in these moments of conflict, of being dropped off every day into a deep dive indoctrination camp, yeah, that's not going to go away. That's innate nature, okay? So don't let it get you down. Be available to assist on any level should it be appropriately warranted. Sometimes you can plant a seed of positivity with just a look or a word or a saying as in passing, you know. Words are coded with the feelings in your heart. So you can say to someone, hello, fit like, right? But it's the way you say it at the time you say it and the way they perceive it that the alchemy of your words comes together. So Don't be sad for that little girl. Focus on the gratitude that that little isn't going, yay, yay, more garbage, num num. That would be sad, okay? Tears fall, tears dry. Lessons learned, they don't go anywhere. So that little girl is already learning. Don't sweat it, Graham. Now, sunshine, is anything good coming to you? So, no, I don't do tarot cards, Graham. For real, hello. These are actually called oracle cards. I didn't name them, but I mean, you can use any, right? These are just cards that feel familiar to me, and generally speaking, offer positive insight. I've never had anyone get angry at me for using these, so I continue to use them. Why take that as a no? I'm going to pull a card for you. Is that good? It's coming to you. Yeah, it's all good. Let's do this. You want to know if anything good is coming to you, Moonshine? Let's find out. Yeah, no, I'm a windbag. I'm a motor mouth. Okay, but I have pretty good memory, so if I touch on that, I'll get to it. I hope you're still there. I'm gonna read this card. One card for Moonshine. Let's see what happens here. There it is. Reversed. Sad embrace. 45, that's 9. It's the end of a cycle. Completion. The new beginning. So 45. Let's see. Is anything good coming to you? Everything good can come to you. But if you're in the mindset that, you know, I'm not in control of the good things that come to me, well, guess what? You're scripting. You know, you're scripting the not knowing of your own concerns. So, sad embrace reversed. What did I just say? What did I just said this. Are you suffering over your suffering? Do you feel that life is treating you unfairly and that you've been robbed or deprived of what you're entitled to? Because that's a problem. That's not how it works. Do you long for a love that eludes you or the success that has been bestowed upon others? Righteous anger and a sense of entitlement lead to a trap of ego. Your suffering and loss. Let's look at that, see if it makes sense. Your suffering and loss will pass if you let them. They say let. My experience is you expect. You don't let it. To let go, attachment, obviously, you don't want to be attached to, man, this is hard. Man, nothing's ever coming to me. But when you can flip it in your head and see what you expect and then expect it to be there, that's kind of how things flow here. And I'm not just saying that. I have the whole jobs I have created positions and jobs that I did not earn, that I just sold myself because I knew that what I had to offer was valid and helpful, and people recognize that. So did I have a degree to go into that at the time? No. Did they see what I had to offer was good enough? Yeah. Did I rock that job for 15 years successfully? Yes. You know, and so can you. You don't have to ask permission. You just picture yourself doing it and expect it to come, okay? So if you hold on to your perception of unfairness, then you'll find yourself in its tight grip. I just said that, guys, before I even look this up, okay? Moonshine, the only solution is to drop your victim stance and embrace the sadness so that it may dissipate naturally in time. Sometimes we're sad and we don't even know we're sad. Sometimes if we sit in our sadness and know that it's temporary and will pass and look at it as a learning opportunity, then it's that one little perspective change that actually makes you not sad anymore. You know, it gives you the insight on what to do next. So trials and tribulations build character, which is its own gift. Find something to be grateful for and take responsibility for your part in all matters. You know, we're created in the image of our Creator. Aren't we here to create? However painful it may be to sit with your sadness, remember that you are loved. If you're here, you're loved. I am grateful for everyone's presence here. So thank you. If I haven't said it already, I mean it genuinely from the inner depths of my essence. I want you to hear that. You're here, you're loved. Okay? So however painful it may be to sit with your sadness, remember that you are loved and will not be left adrift forever. Have faith, for this shall pass. You are not a victim, only a traveler on a hero's journey. It's okay to be disappointed for now, but know that someday you'll look back and see great value in this experience. So yes, good things are available to you at this moment. All you have to do is expect them to be there. You're loved if you're here and you're not alone. And this card was for you, Moonshine. I hope that's helpful. Don't take it as a no. Take it as a yes, absolutely. Well, I'm good at this. So if, you know, that's what I meant. Sometimes we say things that don't even make sense. Let's go back in time 100 years to when I was very young, stupid, and was following this certain person around that I was quite fond of at the time. And it occurred to me one day that things were not right, and perhaps the interest of another woman had caught his eye, and because I was so young, I just, right? Oh, and all the emotions came out, and boom, there I was, face, fluke, one day with this man, and I outright blurted. I was like, you're up to no good, and I just know it's beep person's name, because I had a picture of a woman that I thought maybe was who he was up to no good with. Now, was he up to no good? Yes. Was it with the picture in my mind, woman? No. But when I described fluke, just right out of my mouth, when I said the name of the woman I thought he was with, the picture, the woman I was thinking of was not the woman, but I accidentally blurted out the wrong name, right? I accidentally, because I was sketchy, I couldn't remember, and I said a name, and the name that I mistakenly said was exactly right. So if you blurted out a question out of silliness, you may have consciously done that, but maybe subconsciously you needed to hear the answer to it. So that's kind of how it works. So good. Where are we now? I'm in fear of demons. Well, what a shame. I'm not. Do they exist? I don't know. They're not for me. Yeah. Don't be afraid. Let's see, who else? Graham in 1992 was traveling Europe in a camper in France in a bar. Some woman insisted she read my cards. I ain't ever doing that again. She freaked me the fuck out. Why does it freak you out? Do I look like a bad person? Do I look like I want to hurt anyone? Because I am quite timid. I am quite anxious. I am quite empathic. I care genuinely about people and helping them. And I would never, ever bestow upon anyone anything that would intentionally hurt someone. So Yeah, they said so much. So maybe you're afraid of the reality that's existing around you, Graham. Maybe the reality around you is not what you think it is, okay? And you associate that as being, oh shit, I'm somewhere where I don't know where I am. But you are. You're somewhere. And what if it's not where you were, but what if it's also not a bad thing? If we have the ability to draw on things greater than just our physical, essence, or not even essence, your brain, right? You know, when you try to remember something and you force it, you're like, come on, brain, work, work, work. And you're going through the motions of using your brain to extract that information from your brain and it doesn't come. But a couple hours later, when your mind is clear and you're not even thinking of it, whoosh, it just comes to you. Where do you think it's coming from? Do you think that's you commanding your brain to do something, or are you accessing a part of who you are and where you are and where you're from? You know, we have access to that. That's my experience. Yeah. Well, maybe you needed to hear it. I don't know what to say. Yeah, and that's, you know what? Toronto Thrash is why I never really got into tarot, because I could feel it's already there. And I could feel that sometimes I just needed, these are like confidence cards. They show you that what you're thinking is usually what you're intuiting, right? So, I mean, I don't know what to say. Let's keep moving here. Not for real. Thank you. It is awesome that you're here. I don't know if that's what you meant. That's what I think. I think it's awesome that you're here. I'm glad that we could connect today. Everything. Vicky, hello, and love, everybody. Okay, I'm caught up in the chat. There's 12 of you here. Please, does anyone? This is going back in for Moonshine. I feel like Moonshine left because the victim had in and they just assumed no luck for me, which it's the opposite. So yes, you can be in the depths of despair and still need to and be where you need to be, right? Diamonds allegedly go from pressure. I mean, it could be a sky cataclysm too, but I don't know. Does anyone have a question? Ask me a silly one. Take the piss out of me. I'll see what the cards have to say about it. Maybe I'll just see if I can shuffle till one falls, and maybe one of you are thinking something. And maybe the cards know more than we do, and you just are going to receive this, but I will interrupt that flow the second I see anyone request anything they might want to hear. I assure you, there are no nipple families, all right? But my friend Jake had a third nipple. It's not unheard of. Good. What's good? All right, well, I'm here. If you guys want some insight, maybe I'll pull it. No, I don't. Another thing, I'm never going to go snooping, guys. If you don't want me, like Graham, as tempted as I am, I just can't. I won't pull it for you, sir. I don't do it without permission. You know, you get to a point where you realize without a certain level of entanglement in another person's life, there's an unspoken privacy that needs to be honored. Chris, what kinds of questions are allowed? Any question. Anything. Anything. All right. We have a few requests here. I'm not going to go farther than 3, so anyone who hasn't said anything, hold off for a minute here, okay? So, where was I? No, 3 nipples. You can pull me a card. So, Chris, the next card I pull will be for you. It's going to be 1, okay? Real or not real, I'm going to hold a space for you if you're thinking of a question, okay? And then Mr. Infinite Finality. Those are the 3 that I'm going to pull, okay? So while I'm reading Chris's card, where was I? While I'm reading Chris's card, real or not for real, dial it in. There's one in here coming for you. See if you can think of something specific that you would like to know, and see if you want to say it out loud. If you don't, I'll pull one for you anyway, just on an intuitive level. And you may just, you know, shit your pants in private. I may nail something that you don't even want to say out loud. But this one's for Chris. Whoa. You can't make this up. Okay? So, you can't make, I'm still here on Chris reversed. Again, and maybe I'm biased because I remember what you asked me the other day, but are you still suffering over suffering? Okay? Change your perspective. I know we talked about that too. Patterns. Guys, I'm not doing this. This is too funny. I'm going to put this down. Maybe that was a placeholder. I'm going to leave this right here. We'll do it after, okay? So, real or not for real? Have you... Let's see here. Real or not for real? You can ask. You can ask. Canada Spaceman, but it's winter here. No. Nobody's getting naked here. Let's see. Yes, Snowmageddon. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to still pull a card for real or not for real. You have not vocalized what you want to know, but I'm going to pull one for you anyways here, okay? We'll see. Real or not for real, that's what some people are asking now about this, and that's okay. Come together. Okay, reversed. Number 8. Real or not for real. This is for you. So again, when it's reversed, it tends to have a similar but alternate interpretation. So come together. Real or not for real. If you are here, if you have asked a question in your heart, I'm going to read to you what the reversed meaning of this card has in store for you. So when this card appears reversed, it is a sign that perhaps a love connection is unbalanced. Everybody's thinking about love lately. A common theme. Is intimacy being withheld from you, or are you withholding it from another? Longing and yearning are often mistaken for love, when in fact they are signs of lack. As I said earlier, it's your mindset, right? The victim. Perhaps you've been doing all the emotional work and pouring your water into an empty well to the point now that you are depleted. So when you have a well that has no water in it and you're putting all yours into it, but that well can't hold water and you're just emptying yours out, what do you have at the end of that? 2 empty vessels, which sounds sad, but again, with room to put more things in. All right? So perhaps you've been doing all the emotional work and pouring your water into an empty well to the point where now you're also depleted. Know this: true love will not be denied to you. What is truly for you will never walk past you or require this much energy. Drop the agendas, the fight, the need to win, and allow love to flow through you. True love will always find its reflection in another, okay? So here's what I'm getting. If you are pouring all of your love into an empty well with no water that leaks, will never hold water, you are effectively wasting love that you could bestow another, okay? It's in your mindset. It's in your mindset. And another thing that came to me was a mantra you can say. And after a while, you will, because you'll see that it's true. But I say this: everything I need to know comes to me. Everything I need to know comes to me. In an uncomfortable situation, maybe with work or people outside of your close circle, and you don't know what to do, don't fret over it. Don't waste, your spare time. Your wealth is your spare time. What do you get to do? What do you get to create? Is anyone telling you what to do? How you feel? I am free to feel whatever I want to feel. And that's where you should be. And if you can be there and just know that everything you need to know will come to you, that is the recipe to that. So I don't know, real or not real, if you are struggling in a relationship or there are some things that you're sad. Maybe I just feel like sad. I feel a little sad. Maybe there's sadness. Maybe that's why you don't want to ask it. Maybe you're not ready to ask the question, because if you can't ask the question, you're not fully realizing there's a problem to ask about. But please know that it's okay to stop drawing water from a well that's empty, because your well has more water than it needs. And there are people out there that need that water. That's for you. Mr. Infinite Finality. Okay, again, Graham, I wish you well. If you can't hear my words when I say I honor you and I would never snoop or do anything untoward without your permission, if you can't take that at face value, sir, then there's nothing I can do for you. If you can't recognize an honest person who just wants to help people, then I wish you well. I wish you happiness and wellness, and I'm sorry that you're afraid. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, that stinks. Okay? Sound vibration. Let's get that out of the room. That is not why I'm here. And if you're afraid, go somewhere else. Mr. Infinite Finality. Can't believe I didn't see that. Sorry, guys. Brian. All right, Brian. Okay, caught up. Fear gone. Air cleared. All right, this one's for you. Mr. Infinite Finality. That's funny. I like that. Brian, this is for you. I may have already skipped over it, but I do know come back if it needs to. So, yeah, there's a lot of things. I might do more than one card for you. There's one. There's one that jumped. Let's see. Are you stuck in the mud? Are you stuck in the mud? $24. 6. You're stuck in the mud? All right. You want more information about being stuck in the mud? Come on. Type faster. We're waiting. All right, well, let's talk about this one. And then I'll do another one if there's more clarity required. I felt like there was lots of cards trying to jump out here. Sometimes they're harder to hold. I literally just mean that when I say they're jumping, because they're just feeling harder to hold. Speed Racer, go! All right. It was upright. You're being invited to and savor the wonder of your life. Oh, the mud. That's where the lotus grows. Okay? Becoming stuck is sometimes the only way to trick yourself into slowing down and looking around you. In fact, this is a sign that you need to shift your focus away from what you're doing and place your attention elsewhere. Struggling will only get you to even muddier places. Not the time to move forward, but to observe. Clarity about your circumstances will come a little later. Stop and find joy in what you've been overlooking. Soon you'll be out of the mud, but for now, be still and know the Spirit has a plan for you. It's winter, right? Do you want to tell us, or do you want to just think of something that you feel particularly stuck in? Because I said I would do more than one. I usually, if I don't do one, I'll do 3. So let's see. Where are you stuck, brother? Let's get you unstuck. Hello. $26. 8. Deep freeze. Winter. What was I just saying? Winter. You're not gonna do much. It's the cycle of life, right? What are you doing in winter? You're hunkering down. You're hibernating. You're sitting around getting fat and sassy. Is it a health problem? Do you feel stuck? Do you feel stuck physically? Like do you have a sore part? Or are you like me, wishing that you had had a little more exercise before the snow got in? Is that it? Tommy, you're next, brother. You're next. Unless Chris wants me to... He's card holding right now. So anyways, back to Mr. Infinite Finality. Okay? Are you physically stuck? I'm asking that again. It feels like, it's like right there. The cold winter beckons you to slow down and put a freeze on things that are not yet ready to bloom. It's time for... Okay. Here, I'll do this piece by piece. If you're feeling physically ill, and that is why you're stuck, you may be overlooking something that is the real reason why you're stuck. Sometimes our physical ailments come as a result of a train thought or something like a broken heart, right? A fixation on a negative feeling. If you are feeling physically ailmenty, painfully stuck, I'm going to ask you to examine why you think you're feeling like that. I will explain something to you right now from my own perspective because I think it might help you understand what I mean. There was a year in my life where I was in a situation where I was stuck and I was trying desperately to get out of, and the person entangled in that situation was a wordsmith. They were also a bit of a covert narcissist. But I didn't know it at the time. I always try to look for the good in people, and I know that we have our words and our actions to rely on. And every time I tried to leave, I was told something, oh, well this, oh, well that, and I didn't have a leg to stand on. Metaphysically, I didn't have a leg to stand on because any argument I had to say, I'm out, this is stupid, I don't appreciate this. There was an argument that came back, okay? And guess what I did that year? Twice in less than 12 months. I broke both my ankles. I broke the first one in March. It was my right leg, and it wasn't a bad break. I had a boot that I was hobbling around on. And in later that year, I broke the right one, and I broke it real bad. And I broke it in a way I didn't even see coming. I was just angry at this person, and I was storming down to the river to maybe or not throw something in the river to make a point. And my foot just went whoosh out to the side, and then I felt like I was gonna barf, and I backed out, and I was like, what? I broke my ankle so bad I almost needed surgery, guys. Okay, that's what I mean when I say there could be something in you that you're manifesting that's coming out of you in like a physical ailment. So Mr. Infinite Finality, if that is what you're talking about, that is why I'm spending a little time mentioning that, okay? If you're stuck in another area of your life, could be something as simple as divine timing, you know? If you have your intentions set on something and you're like, I feel like, it's almost there, I can't quite get to it. Don't forget, if I walk to my neighbor's house, I can be there in 5 minutes. If I wanted to visit someone in another country, it would take a substantially longer time to get there. But it doesn't mean I'm not on my way, right? So if it's a stuck feeling of something you're waiting for or you feel like should be there already, it's already coming. So you can help it get there uninterrupted and unhindered, just expecting it. Wait for it. Just know. All right. Your patience powers. That's what I say to kids every day. Use your patience powers. D-Man. Good to see you, brother. All right, so, okay, these aren't tarot cards, guys. These are oracle cards, okay? And you could use anything. You could use a coin, okay? You could use, I don't want to go down the list. I'm in the middle of a reading here. All right. So sometimes it just takes the time, okay? Regeneration takes time, hibernation. Forgo ambitious activity. A pause allows ideas to gestate. A pregnant pause, if you will. And I don't want to say that because I know you're a dude and men get weird about the idea of that. And I don't bloody well them. But when it comes to creation and growth, right, you can look at it like that, not physiological male-female components. The pause can allow things to come together. So if you are waiting for something, know it's coming. Be okay with that absence of it. Know that it's on its way, all right? This is also a time to put all of your arguments on ice. Okay. Nothing beneficial will come from any of them. Self-care, most important activity now. So reflect, read a good book, or get a massage, and dream. They didn't say observe. Arguments take people or two opposites, one position is the other. Sometimes we argue so much that it hinders growth. Sometimes we are so connected to being the victor of an argument that we miss the whole point. Sometimes you could have the perfect thing planned to say and never have an opportunity to say it. Sometimes it feels like, you're like, you go to say something, blah, blah, and then a bird flies by and makes a noise, and now all of a sudden no one's listening to you. Don't get back in there and hammer it. Take that as a sign. Okay, maybe these words aren't meant to come out right now. Maybe I can observe. Okay, so observe is coming to me again, sir, Mr. Infinite Finality. Spend some time observing, allowing, thinking about what feelings or energies are assisting you to feel stuck. Maybe it's just a perspective flip. When you can look around and see the good in something, then it is an opportunity to see things differently, which is a pause in time, which will allow things to come through for you. I don't know if that's helpful. I'm kind of just, it's hard to filter sometimes what you see or feel into words. I'm just trying to keep flow going. All right. So I did say I'd do one more. Okay, confirm, think about it. How do you get out of it? What do we do next, right? Stuck in the mud. How do you get out of the mud? Let's do a quick one here. One last one for Mr. Infinite. There you are. It jumped out and landed. Ooh. Magical map shifter. I feel like that should be Lord Racer. 52-7. Okay? I don't even want to read it. I just want to say, look at all the magic already happening. There's already a lot of magic in your life. And do you see it? No. And do you need to? No. Because you're the one making the magic, silly pants. All right? So trust. Trust, trust, trust. You will not be stuck. Okay? This is a learning curve for you. It is not permanent. And it is, if it's negative, it is transmutable. You can turn it into something that is positive. Okay? So in closing, your spirit orchestrates your destiny. Just allow it to happen. I see you, Vicky. I see you texting me. Hey, you can not make every single person happy every single second of your life. This I know. And I'm not saying our friend is wrong. I'm saying our friend is on a path that this maybe isn't helpful at the time. Who's next? Who's next? I forget. Infinite Reality, Infinite Finality was who I was told. Was that you, brother? Pick one. Yes. Tommy, I'm going to ask you to quickly, if you can, in the chat, let me know, do you want these back in or do you want them left out? It really doesn't matter. I have a pile of them here because they were specific to everyone. But as you know, cards come back on purpose, on purpose. You want them in or out? In or out? In or out? Are you still here? Back in. Good man. That is a sign of fearlessness. and the sun came out. How cool is You are fearless. Tommy Rogers, you are fearless. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's do this. Spirit of place. Again, there's that 4. Something coming to an end here. I don't know. We'll see. Authenticity is the essence of power. Our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it. Just as we have a soul, the plants, trees, birds, mountains, and rivers have their own essences. When the spirit of place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. I'll say that again. If this bad boy comes up, it's saying that the answer to your question is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. What does that mean? Well, if you had to sum up what you're experiencing all at once as a whole, anything you need to know will come within that. I mean, that's kind of true in a sense for everybody all the time, but more so in this instance, okay? So, is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. You see this coming up quite a bit. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than long for it. Once you have the essential truth that underlies your question and then name it, you'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. Do you have a project on the go, Tommy? Do you have something that you're doing or aspiring to do? Because if you focus on your project, you will be successful in that endeavor, for latter way to describe what I'm saying. How much is my hat? This was a gift from a fellow Amazon. And it's the second hat that we both own. I don't know where it came from. But no, you can't have it because I have my friend has the same exact one. So let's see. Tommy, is that helpful to you? I feel like you got a fluffy card, sir, because you are rocking and rolling. You are dancing to the beat of your own drum. You really are doing okay. Does that hit home or? This is not a stolen hat. It was a mailed hat in the middle of a postal strike. It only took me 8 weeks to get, okay? No, it's not for sale. Everything's for sale. You got $1 million, that's how much it's going to cost. And I'm just going to give that away. All right. Tommy, is that helpful? I hope it is. Well, chit chat. Did I miss anything? I'm gonna wrap this up maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Like, this isn't us, right, guys? This is like the rental car that I'm currently driving. I have no way of taking your money. Why don't you go buy a peach and eat it? I don't know. Seems like a cool thing to do. Yeah, I don't care. Trolls be trolling. Troll on. I got stuff. So if Fawaz Drew, do you question? Who else? Who else? Little Black Star, do you have a question? Do you guys have a question? Or you just want to buy my stuff and look at me? You don't have to pay to do that. You can just look at my stuff, I guess. Yeah. I don't want to even give them... It's so unimportant to me. No, I'm not wearing a wig. I'm not. If I had a wig, it wouldn't look like this. All right? Do you have a serious Ravenclaw? Girl, did you watch the... No, I don't watch. Thanks, Chris. I don't watch, guys. I don't have television. Ce n'est pas pour moi. Yeah, play nice or go home. Take your ball and go. I generally try to operate on a level where, you know, what I put out is matched. So if you're stirring shit and you feel like it's not working, there's a reason for that. Okay? Tommy, you're cool. I don't want to put this card down. It makes me happy. I feel like I have a lot of good things to give people. I know geographically where you reside and you have the opportunity every day to influence someone's life. If you're still there, make a point this week. Go out and just look for an opportunity to reach out to someone. I feel like you could help them. Like I said, just with your intentions and your words, sometimes it's together to be very helpful. Yeah, thanks, Vicky. Right? So there. That's all I have to say about that. Chris, do you want me to try and find another one? I feel like I mean, I know you got the card that you were meant to get. Repeat cards are not new. I will shuffle this deck. Good, good. Well, then maybe that's why I'm recognizing it, Tommy. I feel like you have a gift, and I feel like part of you enjoys sharing it, and I see that, I honor that, I recognize that, and I celebrate that. So thank you. Thank you, thank you. Anybody, anybody? Whoa! All right. Okay? Everything I said about Tommy. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. All right. Hello. I win. You do win. We all win. You're a Capricorn? What do you want to know? Let's do this. Now that the cards are done praising Tommy for his awesomeness, they're free. Ask me anything. Ask yourself anything. Hi, Ryan. I thought you were a cookie. Financial freedom for I win. Well, let's talk about that. Let's see. Financial freedom for I win. You like cookie. Did you taste the biscuit? Taste the goodness of the biscuit. It's in that honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with that honey sauce. But don't get your sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wing. Okay, financial freedom. What about, do you want to know why you're so good at your financial freedom? Or do you want to know if you will ever have financial freedom? Or do you want to know what you need to do to achieve financial freedom? Once again, you don't see the answer to the question you ask about your own magic. Right away, that's potential. Two. 7. I'll read it again. When this card arrives, it comes with a mission to make you aware of the people who come into your life to impact your personal growth. Financial freedom could rely on a union with others. Okay? Perhaps you may meet a soulmate whose presence invites you to be the best you that you can be, or someone who leads you out of a difficulty and into a place of safety or success. Attention to those individuals who cross your path today and cause you to reflect on your journey. Be awake and aware, and you'll recognize them for the important change agents they are. Your whole perspective about who you are and where you're here will shift. Ooh. The magical shifter always initiates you into a better version of yourself. Yeah, financial freedom. You may be hung up on the financial freedom of something, and you may be hung up on the wrong thing. Maybe you think it's financial freedom that will make you happy. Maybe your happiness is what's coming down the pipeline, but you don't recognize it because you're horse blinders, right? Here's where you're looking for financial freedom, right? And here's where your happiness is. It could just be. Want to know how to 2026 go? How will 2026 go? It'll go however you want it to. It'll go, it's going to go your way. You're in the wrong place. This isn't a pickup site. Yeah, someone, no, wait, 10 seconds. Yeah, 10 seconds maybe. Okay, or bye. Yeah, thanks, Vicky. I don't need that garbage. Honestly, if that's what you're here looking for, you're looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love. Well, let's see. Let's go out on one here, guys. I don't even know what time it is. Anyone know what time it is? And then I gotta walk the dog and go to the store and get some brown sugar. Because that's all that's on my list right now is brown sugar. Also, may or may not have a bathroom break cards here. Anyways, yeah, let's do one more. Okay, no, it's not gonna work. I'll be right back. I have nothing for you to look at or listen to other than behind me, but I guarantee you I will be less than 2 minutes. Say something, Dookie. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I was able to make it down to the east of the house in the wing of clocks. Yeah. Okay. So, let's do a quick one here. One last chance for anyone who has any interest in seeing what the, as it were, the cards have in store. Anyone. I'll sing the biscuit song one more time. And if nobody asks me anything by then, I'll just pick one to go out on. I just want to say again, I'm here to help. Whoa! Talisman again. Upright. I am here to help. That one say 49. All right. One for the road. One for the road. One for the road. I have here. Yeah. Okay. So thanks, Ryan. I really needed to hear that. Holy cow. There's like, yeah, spring's coming. Trolls don't exist here, guys. I don't give them the energy, honestly. That's what they're there for, energy. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna breathe my life force and my power into their little world, okay? I can't do it. I can't do it. We're all just walking home, right? I wish them no ill. I wish everyone 10. Okay, yeah, so it's almost 1 here. Yikes. There you go, Sam. But I wish everyone well. I guarantee you. There you go. I win. When will you get your soulmate, Capricorn? All right, let's 1 for the road here. There you go. Thanks. Whoa. Number 1. The Bone Collector. You are whole and you have everything you need within. How do you take that? I feel like there's a lot of things at play here just in that one. When will you find your love? Well, you know that. What are you doing to find love? You know that. You know what you need to do, right? Ryan! You stay out of this. Don't listen to Ryan. You tell him, say, cut that out. Oh, you mean me? Yeah, I'm spoken for. But anyways, it ain't gonna be me. But soulmate is a word, right? Soulmate. I don't know. We think of that union of love where everyone comes together and blah blah blah. You know, you can. Sorry, I'm laughing at the chat. Ryan, it is always a pleasure, sir. You are a good time. All right, back to I win. When Bone Collector appears, she is asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you are fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. Okay, a lot. Now, if you were sitting in front of me, I might have a few quick questions to ask, but I don't have that luxury. So, are you living in the past? Are you comparing new people to old people? That could be something that's setting you back. Okay, you have everything you need, which means, what are we all born with, guys? Ideally, I get it, and I don't mean facetiously, but we're all born with 2 eyes, 2 ears, and a brain, right? And how we use them is up to us. So when you're looking around, what do you see? What do you see? Because you have everything you need to recognize when things are happening, but it's your perspective, how you see it, what are you interpreting it? And that's how we write our story, okay? I can be looking for something, but I can feel like it's gone forever, or I can expect it to be, oh, there it is, you know, nice and simple. So it could be as simple as that, reading. Whenever we're wounded, especially when we're young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. Did something happen to you? Did you lose a soulmate? We adapt and accept a particular version of the truth that then sets us up to behave a certain way in the future when faced with a situation that reminds us of the original event. What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by a perception of limitation. If there's anything that you are not good with from your past, maybe as far back as when you were being raised, maybe the way you were being raised. And I'm not saying tragic or, you know, horrifying. I'm saying like you could have just had a really strict or maybe you had a really silly rule in your house. Maybe your parents had something going on and there was a reason why you couldn't have friends over, or you felt like there was a wall to put up. Those are things that don't belong to you. They were imposed on you, and those may be the very things that are the roadblocks in front of you that you interpret as roadblock that keep you from finding what you are looking for, in this case, soulmate. So again, get good with forgiveness and unattachedness, right? Let go. It's okay to change. Step in your life. It's okay to go, you know what? All right, that worked for a really long time for me, and it makes sense, and it's familiar, and it's comfortable, but I don't think I need to use that anymore. Let go of it. Allow yourself to see things in a way where you can visualize it happening a different route. Because we adapt to the conditions imposed on us, right? Remember school? Remember floating and hurtling into on a ball in a pocket of gravity forever, like an unimportant little speck of rock that scienced its way? Remember that? We found a way to let go of that, right? That's right. And what is the door? The door can be anything. Think of it. Remember those old houses where they had the hidden doors? Walk into a room and you'd see all the bookshelves, and lo and behold, behind the bookshelf, magic room. Subsequently, I've always wanted one of those. Never lived in a place big enough to have one, but it can be like that. It can look like windows, can look like holes in the ground, can look like things that we don't even recognize. Okay? So don't keep adapting to the things that no longer serve you. What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by a perception of limitation. You may feel unworthy or without courage. You may see yourself as flawed or unlovable, or expect to be criticized. No matter what your question, the Bone Collector reminds you that the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. She has kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding, and is here for you as you reclaim it now. You have everything you believe you lack, and the Bone Collector is your inner resource. Act as if you have what you need, and you'll find you have it after all. That is probably one of the powerful things that they don't teach you as a young child in school, which I, every chance I get, sewing it into the tapestry of people's lives around me, you know. Act as if you already have it. That's so important. That is how this realm works, right? It's a frequency. You're residing at a frequency of abundance. You cannot live in lack. Anything is possible with awareness. The wounds of the past need not define you. Someone tell you over and over again that you weren't worth anything. Is that what I'm seeing here? Either way, that was horse shit, and that was not for you. That was a reflection of another person's suffering, okay? And that is not going to help you. And once you can forgive that, you can move about freely. I think that is a fabulous spot to end this because it's a very poignant piece of advice. How do you know? How do you know what serves you, doesn't? If you think about it and sit quietly, and then like reflective, how do you look in the mirror when you're thinking about something? If you ever just been walking like weight of the world on your shoulders, and you're just like, this is normal, la 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 la, and then like you walk by a storefront or a bus stop and you see your reflection in the glass. Sometimes we see ourselves really happy, and sometimes we see versions of ourselves that we don't even recognize anymore. So that's a big clue. If you have anything near you that you can candidly have a peek, you know, and how do you appear, right? Be in touch with how you feel. Allow yourself to go, I am happy. How does this feel? I am done. How does this feel? Right? Because once you acknowledge what you're feeling, then you have a reference point. And when you have a reference point, you can watch for patterns and say, well, I prefer to feel like this. And I know we can't always all feel amazing all the time, but if we have a reference point for what we prefer, then we can design our life in a way where, you know, through joy or sharing or love, we can get closer to experiencing that and sharing it with others. How I look is so unimportant. There's 1,000 different me's. And what you're looking at is none of them. Think about that. What I look like I'll use the rental car one again. If I'm a rental car, what do I feel like? I'm like, let's say I'm a Chrysler Intrepid. That was my first car, okay? You can have a Chrysler Intrepid in this driveway. You can have a Chrysler Intrepid in this driveway. Okay, they're both the same car. Duh. Right? But one of them has countless many more miles on it. One of them, every time it was driven, had laughter. And one of them, every time it was driven, had arguing, okay? One of them is white. One of them is black. One of them is red. One of them is silver. Mine was silver. They're the same car. You know what a Chrysler Intrepid looks like. They look cool. That's how they look like. But what a car looks like doesn't tell you where it's driven or how it's driven or what drives it. Because most cars run on gas, but, well, all cars run on fuel. occasionally people can change the fuel system, right? That's what I'm here to do. I don't want to run on cheap gas anymore. I want to run on good intentions and joy. I like Chevettes too. All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. Oh, this. Ryan, were you listening to a single thing I said? We should end the stream before Ryan has an opportunity to dote on the aesthetics of a woman in a way that is unconducive to the essence of her spirit. Or maybe I'll bite and say, who's the hottest flat earther, Ryan? Who is it? I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Even the people that found it annoying. Bruh, hi. Everybody take some time to say hi, hi. Hi, hi. I don't want to be rude. Get him, Vicky. I'm not interested. But if she brings you joy, Ryan, I hope you picture her every bloody day of your life. All right? And I hope that you all find some peace in your day. Don't forget, true wealth is the time that you have left over in a day where you can truly be you and truly create anything you wish to create, whether it be a smile on someone else's face or, you know, a beautiful meal, or you can fix something or you can make something, and as long as you do it, enjoy. You really can't screw it up, guys. So thank you again for being here. Please know that anything I do in these readings is something I would do as if I was inquiring on my own behalf. Not to say that I treat, you know, myself better than people. I try to always be genuine with myself and what I bring, and that is what I'm investing in this when I do this for you. So please know, in gratitude, I wish you well, and what do I always say? Be well and be merry. And we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye, guys.